of those 26 Germans, there's 3 of them that are very, very intriguing. A lot of press, by that I mean attention, as if it were an extra special. This is where the spotlight is being shown. A lot of press, extra special attention to a certain person on that flight. And that special part caught my eye immediately. You'll know why as soon as I mention their names. And it's a headline. It was the actual headline about the passengers on the jet. Brazilian dentist and French woman were on the Air France flight, is the headline. Here's part of the news article. The Brazilian dentist Ronel Jose Amorim, 35 years old, sun worshippers number 35 is an 8, is one of the passengers who boarded Flight 447 to Paris. He's accompanied by his wife, wait for it, Isis, French. Now, you know who Isis is. That's Osiris's sister, wife, and the original goddess to begin the goddess worship in all black magic religions came from Osiris and Isis. They were the parents of black magic. So Isis, and her last name is French, and she is a French woman. Her husband, a Brazilian dentist, Ronel Jose Amorim. So Isis French is aboard. Born in Syria, Brazil, is Ronel Jose. Lived in London for a while. Then he took a specialization course in Portugal to pursue his profession in Europe. He came back to Brazil to celebrate his 35th birthday with his parents on that fatal weekend. He spent some days with his parents in Niterói. This, according to a person who works in the house of his mother, Diana Raquel, mother of Amorim. Diana, the goddess of heaven. Is Ronel Jose's mother. The article goes on to say the Hotel Windsor Barra, located in the area west of Rio, is where the Air France set up their information center for relatives for the passengers of Flight 447. A sister of Diana, Dejan Barreto, came from João Pessoa to comfort Diana. So embedded in this news article is Isis, one of the central figures of the Egyptian mystery religion. She was the wife, sister of Osiris, the god of the underworld. Also, Diana is evoked in the name of the mother of the dead husband. Diana is known also as the Queen of Heaven, of course. Some say the same deity as Isis, Ishtar, Venus, Athena, all the same personage, who is also Isis. Diana is again making the royal connection, the mother of England's future king, Prince William, whose last name is Windsor, which is the name of the hotel Air France has chosen for the information center for the victims' families. There's no doubt these are signals to adepts around the world telling them the Sun Cult is in control of this entire event. The Brotherhood of the Snake is at war. The Sun Cult versus the Moon Cult. A ritual of high intensity and importance. How important? In order to discern what happened to Air France Flight 447, you need to look at the passenger list. Just who was aboard that plane? The passengers list is absolutely incredibly revealing. And you'll easily understand what took place on that backward 13 May 31st night. You're witnessing another clash of the Brotherhood of the Snake, as I said. They fight all the time. The sun cult and the moon cult doing battle, causing the chaos to create the change in the world. And each change is designed to take another step closer to the rise of the Antichrist and his one-world government system. Spaceman AM 640 in A View from Space, the highest profile victim on that flight, believe it or not, was Brazilian royalty. Prince Pedro Luis de Orleans e Brancanca, third in line for the Brazilian throne, and 35th in line for the French throne. That is another sun worshippers, number 8, 3, and 5 are 8. So Prince Pedro Brancanca, third in line for the Brazilian throne, 35th in line for the French throne, descendant of Don Pedro II, Brazilian emperor, between 1822 and 1831. He was confirmed to have been on that plane. Don Pedro II, by the way, was the last emperor of Brazil, who was overthrown in 1889, just before the proclamation of the Republic. But here are the intriguing passengers. A couple of high-level international company executives were believed to have been on board. Eric Hein and Luis Roberto Anastasio. Eric Hein was an executive board member at the German steelmaker ThyssenKrupp. This is a company that I talked about not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago or so, that helped out to build the Nazi war machine, the German steelmaker ThyssenKrupp. The Thyssen family, nicknamed the cannon makers to the Tsars, teaming up with Krupp, creating the great German steelmaker ThyssenKrupp, who put the armors around the armored cars the Nazis drove around in. So Eric Hein, the German steelmaker executive board member, is aboard the aircraft. The Michelin Tire Company said 3 of its executives were on this flight, including the president of its South American operations, Luis Roberto Anastasio. Also aboard was Antonio Guerreros, the IT director at Michelin, and Kristen Piererts, employee at Michelin, which is rubber. So we have a German executive of a German steel maker, and we have 3 employees of the French rubber company Michelin. There's more. The other passengers that I found are particularly intriguing. From China. Spaceman back with more in just a minute on A View from Space on AM 640. Going through the passenger list of Air France Flight 447, looking for clues.
The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of AM 640. He goes deeper into today's headlines than anyone else dares to go. But you can take it. This is A View from Space with the Spaceman on AM 640.
I'm the guy that calls space. This is AM 640 and A View from Space.